Hello and welcome back to the C Morning Show. We have a treat for you guys today, as our guest today is the multi-Grammy Award nominated singer-songwriter who has penned multiple hits for herself as well as your favorite pop artists including Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Olivia Rodrigo, and so many, many more. But today we're talking about her as she's just released a brand new single for herself as an independent artist. Please welcome Julia Michaels. Julia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So we're here to talk about your new journey as an independent artist. And of course, you just released your new single, Heaven 2. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What inspired you to release this as your first single as an independent artist? And how does it reflect your personal journey as an artist?
It's a great question. I wrote Heaven 2 on the cusp of leaving my major label. And this was one of the first songs. And when I got the call that I was free, I just felt so liberated. And I wanted to write a song that encapsulated that as much as possible. And it just felt symbolic for Heaven 2 to come out first because it was really the first taste of freedom that I had.
So you talk about this having freedom as an independent artist. Of course, leaving a major label is a big shift in anyone's career. How did that decision lead to the creation of Heaven 2 as your single?
I think when you're signed to a major label, not always, but sometimes, when you write songs from a really vulnerable perspective and from a really vulnerable place, I think that you start to be boxed in on your label as such, to the point where you feel like you're not allowed to write songs other than being vulnerable. So when I got to say goodbye to my label, I was like, you know what? This is the sexiest I've ever felt. This is the most comfortable in my skin I've ever felt. And I just want to write about that. I am not a box.
So is that the freedom and that liberation is the message you want to convey to the listeners? Is there what other sorts of messages you want your listeners to be able to gain from this song?
Just self-expression, to be honest. Like a lot of the songs that are going to come out are fun and some are petty. A lot are about love. A lot are about revenge. Really, I think just at my core, being able to have the freedom to express myself is such a special thing.
Right, and of course, so when I interview artists and creators like you, I love hearing the stories of what happens behind the scenes when we're making these sorts of songs or movies or whatever it may be. Are there any interesting stories from you when you're working on this new single that you can share with us?
I wouldn't say there's any interesting story. I'm really boring in the studio. And I'll tell you, I always have people that want to record me in the studio and record my process. But my process is me listening to a loop of something for 2 hours and writing things in my head, to the point where a producer would be like, if you don't like it, we can change. And I'm like, no, I've got it all. I just need to write the bridge. But with this song in particular, I got to write this song with John Bellion and Pete Nappy and Ten Rock. And we really just built out this beautiful track. And I had been singing this melody sort of over and over and over. And I was like, what is it? What does this song want to be? And something in the universe just kind of went, and I was like, wait, I've got it. Maybe it should just be this. And from there, built out the verses and rewrote the verses and, just tried to make it the best that it could be.
Right, so all the interesting stories are happening inside your head. So
100%. Yeah. One of my co-writers likes to say that He knows that my cogs are turning when my eyes are closed and my lips are moving because I'm like singing in my mind, but I don't realize that I'm making facial expressions while I'm doing it.
So you're just in the flow of the song.
Absolutely, 100%.
So again, the song Heaven 2, of course, there was the first Heaven, which was part of the soundtrack for 50 Shades Freed. What are your expectations for this second volume of Heaven?
My expectations, I'm honestly just so grateful that people are loving it and listening to it and supporting it. And the fact that it's reached Southeast Asia is just like the coolest thing ever. You never know where your music is gonna go and who it's gonna resonate with, and the fact that it's reached this far is just the most beautiful thing ever. I hope people continue to stream it and support me and support this independent journey that I'm on. We're gonna have a lot more songs to come and a lot more visuals to come. So fans are gonna be well fed.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to that. So Julia, you just celebrated your birthday a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. Happy belated birthday, by the way. On that note, birthday note, do you feel that this new chapter in your music represent a more mature or evolved version of yourself as an artist?
Definitely. I feel like, the hope is the older you get, the more evolved you get, the more you grow, the more you learn, the more traits that you have that you don't like about yourself, you work on, you grow from, you learn from, you change. And yeah, I feel like this new project is very indicative of that. Like I said, I'm the most comfortable in my skin that I've ever felt, and I really want to portray that in my music.
So with regards to music, you're a person who I consider someone who's found success as both a singer and also a songwriter. But how do you balance those two roles when it comes to your music? Is there a difference in mindset when you're just the singer or just the songwriter?
Definitely. I mean, my job as a songwriter is a complete act of service. I am there for the artist in whatever capacity they need me for that day. Like I am for them that day. But then when it's for myself, it's me, and I can write however I want to and whatever way I want to, and put it over whatever sonic bed I want to. But I think that's the main difference. I love being there for people. I love helping people. I love putting the puzzle pieces together. And I like doing that for myself as well.
Of course, now I believe like you're not just a singer, you're not just a songwriter, you're both. And I think that's a whole other thing onto itself. Yeah, yeah, you. But when collaborating with other artists, of course, you've collaborated with so many in the past. How do you approach that songwriting process? And do you prefer to write for yourself or create music that fits for someone else's voice and vision when you're writing that song?
I mean, both for me, honestly. When I write with other people, it really depends on what they need from me that day. So, if maybe someone isn't necessarily a songwriter, but they speak in lyrics, I'm like, amazing. I can just keep talking. I'll write everything down, and then we can make a song out of it. Or if someone's really heavy on melody, they want to write all the melodies, I'm like, great, like I can help with lyrics. Or someone will be really heavy on lyrics, I can write the melodies. And it really just depends on the person. You never know what you're gonna get, and some days I'll be in a really fun, happy mood, and I'll walk into a room and they're like, I just broke up with my girlfriend, and it's like, okay, this is probably what we're gonna write about today. Let me get back down to your level so I can reach in and sympathize and empathize and grab from my own personal experience and your personal experience and see what we can make.
Right, it's so fascinating to see when two artists like collaborate. There's a little bit of you, a little bit of them in every song, I feel like.
Definitely, without a doubt. I think that's what makes the best songs is, putting as much of your, soul into it as you can.
But in terms of collaboration, of course, we're Southeast Asia today, so we gotta ask you a question. Are there any Indonesian or Southeast Asian singers or artists that you would like to collaborate with in the future?
Oh my goodness. I haven't really done my Southeast Asia research, but now I'm gonna because I would love to. I mean, Southeast Asia is somewhere that I've always wanted to tour. I've never gotten the chance to tour. But if that means that I can collaborate with people and then we can sing them together, so I'd be so excited.
Well, that links to my next question, which is any plans of doing a show here anywhere in the region?
We've definitely talked about it. Asia for sure is a place that I have not really tapped into, but I know that I have so many fans and so many loyal fans that have been by my side for years and years. So that's definitely a place we want to explore. We're talking about all of that now.
Well, I'm very excited to see if there are any developments to that in the future. But that's all the questions that I have for this interview. So I'm going to give you the floor to you for a little bit. So maybe talk to the Southeast Asian fans in the audience. Take it away, Julia.
I just want to say thank you so much for your endless support, for all of the people that are just joining now and all of the ones that were there from day one. Your support means everything, and if anything, it means much more now because I'm doing this on my own. I love you, and I hope that I get to spend some time with you soon.
Thank you so much for your time, Julia, and thank you for this interview. We're very excited to hear more from you in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Julia Michaels. Be sure to check out her new single, Heaven 2, out on all streaming platforms. For everything else, keep it here on See Today.